Hi guys, excuse me, welcome back to the channel, Divine Truth Tarot. Coming to you again today for a second video. I wanted to do a masculine check-in. So let's check in with the mind of the masculine and see where they're at. So I've swapped out the decks that I used earlier for separate decks, and I might jump into a couple decks that I have here on the side. I'll reveal those to you if I decide to use them. Of course, we have our Halloween theme. It just makes me happy. Fall is my absolute favorite time of year, even though it doesn't get that cool here. I usually, when we're not going through a pandemic, I generally like to travel and see the changing of the leaves. So still might try to do that this year, but let's get going, guys. We're going to do a quick check-in here into the mind headspace of the masculines, see what's going on. Now, if you haven't checked out my video that I did earlier today, please check it out. It's an urgent message. It's important. It's about the energies that September is bringing in. Massive changes in these connections and in both the masculine and the feminine worlds. And it's going to change perspective, and we're changing timelines. There's a lot going on that has not been revealed, and it has to do with why the masculines have been acting the way they have and what's going to change. Okay, so check that out. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description box below. If you'd like a personal reading, check out the email in the description box below and we can have a chat. Okay, guys, so thank you guys for being here, and we're going to go ahead and start with the Light Seers Tarot. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little clear and a shuffle. So let's check in. Let's find out what is going on with the masculines. Okay. What does your divine masculine want you to know? What does your divine masculine want you to know at this juncture in time and space? What does he need the feminine to know? So tapping into the minds of the masculines, what does the masculine need the feminine to know, please? What does the masculine need the feminine to know? Okay. What does the masculine need the feminine to know right now? We are approaching September. We will be there, I believe next Tuesday is September 1st. We also have a new moon coming in. I believe it's on September 1st in the sign of Pisces. So I'll be doing special readings for that new moon. I have a moon in Pisces and Scorpio sun, Cancer rising. So I'm very, very much in tune with the energies of any of the water signs. So I will be doing a reading, special reading, where I look into the energies of the Pisces new moon for you and what that's bringing into your life. Okay, so the first card we have out is the Six of Pentacles. Now, this is a card of balance, can indicate choices, but I see more so the Two of Pentacles indicating choices. For me, the Six of Pentacles is about balancing and equal giving and receiving. So this has to do with, you know, it's like two-way abundance. I show generosity, compassion. I give to those less able than I am, but I also know when I can accept things that are being given. Okay, so this is about being open to both giving and receiving. And this is really about an equal state of flow, an equal state, getting into the abundance consciousness. And this has to do with money as well, because this is a Pentacles card. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Earth energy coming through pretty heavily here. And Pentacles is the 3D realm. So this is about your money, and this is about healing that relationship with money. So the masculines are saying that they identify that things were not balanced in the past. There was not an equal give and take in this connection. They were taking for the most part, and it's not that they did this maliciously, as I've said before. There was just, the feminines, generally speaking, are the more awakened twin. They've been on the awakening path for quite some time. The masculines need to catch up. So there's sort of an imbalance here with the energies. And what I feel like this is saying is, feminine, I want you to know that I understand that things were not fair and equal and balanced in our connection. Whether that was, you know, an obstacle that was in the way of your connection, whatever that may have been, or you were giving more time and energy and love into the connection and you just weren't receiving what you deserved, they're recognizing this and they're saying, I want to make this better and I want to offer you balance and equal give and take. And that's really the only way forward right now, because the feminine, as you'll see in my previous reading today, the feminine sits in the Queen of Swords energy right now. And the feminine is at this point where She doesn't need the masculine, and he feels this intensely, intensely, intensely. He feels that she's letting him go, or has let him go. And even though his pride and ego may get in the way, and he may pretend like he doesn't care, the truth is he's having ego deaths right now. And through those ego deaths, he's seeing the truth of his heart, the truth of his feelings, and really the truth of where this connection lies and the importance in the grand scheme of his life. He may have made the feminine feel like she wasn't that important in the past, like she didn't matter, or that other things were taking priority or precedence. And for many feminines, this has been the case. And now he wants to give, because part of this is because he realizes that, oh shit, she may be getting away. I might lose her if I don't do something different. If I don't at least step in and show her that I care and show her that something has changed, there's a distinct possibility that I'm going to lose her for good. And the feminines aren't worried about losing the masculine anymore. Feminines are sort of sitting back on their throne and really basking in the abundance that they've created over this past year, while the masculines have sort of, many of them ghosted or just gone silent, and the feminine has really had to take her life into her own hands, healed codependency patterns in her ancestral timeline, healed abandonment timelines, and programming, as well as lack, consciousness of lack programming, fear programming, has transmuted for her divine masculine and the collective, and has really worked through a lot of inner child work. And guys, there's been tremendous work that both masculines and feminines have done in the 8 months that this year has seen us live through. There's been tremendous growth and change. But for the masculines, a lot of them have been stubborn with the change, and therefore the universe has thrown in wrenches in their plans. It's as if they went to walk through. There was a card in the reading I did earlier, and it's as if they go to walk through one door and the universe won't open it, so they end up having to walk through another door. And it's the door to new beginnings. It's the door to leaving the past behind. So they're trying to walk through those doors that lead them back to the past, to cycles of, karmic cycles and things that have ended and that should have ended. And the universe is like, no, we're not doing that anymore. We're not spinning our wheels. So with that happening, I really feel like the masculines have been forced into this place of deep, deep change and deep reflection. And the feminine has allowed them the space and time to process, because she's really taken life into her own hands, and she no longer feels that fear of losing the masculine. But now the masculine's starting to feel like, what if I've lost the feminine because I've sat back for too long on my hunches and I haven't made any moves towards her and I haven't told her the truth? That's all going to change in September. We have the Two of Cups energy here, of course, indicating union. Now, interesting about this, I believe this came up in the previous reading I did today. I'm almost positive. Maybe not. But regardless, I think it did. This is union, guys. This is the divine masculine saying, I know that what it takes to get to union. I know it takes balance, and I know it takes equal give and take. Guys, hang on for just 1 second. I've got to just do something. Sorry about that. The TV in the other room just decided to come on by itself. Again, I've been on pause for too long, and then I just came back on. It was distracting. So, okay, so we're back. So the masculine, he has union on his mind, okay? And those of you who have been in separation or silence for quite some time and feel like you have no clue what's going on in his 3D world, I think you're about to get some clarity and some answers. You're about to get an apology, and you're about to get an honest person coming forward. And yeah. Look at this. So we have Ace of Cups. Wow. Masculines are in their emotions today. Okay. And the masculines, Ace of Cups, first of all, the cups is Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, water energy. And it's your emotions. It's your feels. It's how do I feel? It's not how do I think or what do I, what am I experiencing? It's how do I feel about the situation, okay? It's heart over head. Okay, soul over mind. And so this is new beginnings in love. I mean, the Ace of Cups is really powerful, high vibrational energy. Just feel the vibrations coming off of this woman. And she's holding this cup, you know, this cup of love that's full, it's swirling energies and colors, and all the chakras are aligned and balanced, okay? And you see that it's overflowing. And so when it overflows, we can have a new beginning in love because we've given enough to ourselves. So I feel like the masculines are saying, I recognize that you've been giving to yourself, and I want to reward you. I want to give to you, and I want to be the one that makes you happy. There's a little bit of jealousy that the masculines are feeling with regards to the feminines really owning her life, stepping up and being both the king and queen of her own life. Many of you have reached inner union or are on the verge of reaching inner union. Lessons have been learned, patterns have been changed, and new beginnings are right around the corner. So the masculine is dreaming of this new beginning with his feminine, and this union, not just this beginning, but this union, okay? An equal give and take. This is equal partnership. This is not, you know, old school marriage or relationships. This is a partnership, okay? This is about coming together as equals and being able to give and take, support each other on this journey. And just the honesty that's coming through is really what's standing out to me. Speaking from the heart, having conversations from the heart. That card that just flipped. It kind of flipped. See, I'm not going to take that. It's a 5 of Wands, but it flipped out and then flipped itself back in. If it wants to come out, it'll come out again. 7 of Wands. You know, to me, this is 8 of Wands is really entrepreneurial, burning the midnight oil energy. But this is also a very sovereign being, okay? She's looking away. In other words, she's not needing anything from anyone. She's got her reserve inside of herself. She's sitting on her own, I want to say cloth. That's not right. She's sitting, sometimes words fail me in readings. She's sitting on her own little meditation pillow, I guess you could call it. It's kind of big for that. But she's beaming up from the inside out. She knows her worth. This is a solar plexus right here. She knows her worth, and she knows she's deserving of all of this abundance and success. So this is kind of Queen of Swords energy, you know? This is the energy of like, don't F with me. I'm busy over here grounding myself and living my life, and I will not be distracted by lower level vibrations or energies from people or things or experiences. I'm no longer attracted to things that don't make me happy and that don't fulfill me. So feminines, you've really let go of a lot of the energies of feeling like you need somebody or something to fulfill you and to make you whole. So I feel like the masculines are saying with this card, I see you in this energy and I see you in this light. Quite frankly, it's intimidating. Not a little intimidating. It's a lot intimidating to these masculines. So there might be some fears of coming forward. So some of you might sort of feel the communication coming in, and then you're not going to understand what happened because all of a sudden you'll feel it come in and then you won't feel them anymore. And then they don't communicate. And this may happen a couple times as sort of the start and stop energy before they can really get the guts and courage to come forward. Divine Masculine, what else do you want to say today to your Divine Feminine? They're definitely seeing you in your power. Divine Masculine, what else do you want to say today to the Divine Feminine? 8 of Swords, okay. So this came up in the other reading as well. There's a little bit of trapped energy here. So Divine Masculine saying, I still feel trapped. You know, this is being a prisoner of your own mind. Swords energy is air energy. It's mental energy. It's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. This is the energy that you've created your own imprisonment. And if you could just take off the blindfold, you'll realize that what you're seeing is not the reality. You're creating your own reality in your mind, your own nightmare, if you will. All we have to do as a human is if we're not happy, we make a decision to change. Okay, we're not trees. We're not glued to the ground. We can make the decision to leave. So Divine Masculine, you know, I urge you to really look inside and see, is this making me happy? Does it make me happy to just view my Divine Feminine from a distance? Is that really all I want? Do I want union? Because these cards indicate that you do, and that you're willing to come in and give balance. So I think, you know, that's sort of playing the victim a little bit still. So that energy, that residual energy is still there. And then here we have the King of Swords. So this is the energy to me of thinking too much, being too much in the head and not enough in the heart. This is interesting because this is the counterpart energy to the Queen of Swords energy I pulled in the last reading today, the reading earlier today. So this is sort of the masculine showing up, being a mirror and reflecting back to the feminine, saying, okay, well, if you're going to be in that energy, maybe that's the energy I need to match. So I think both counterparts need to open up and be a little less cold and a little less detached, you know, the Ice King and Queen. But to me, this is also the energy of it's safer. It's safer for the masculine to stay in his head versus dropping into his heart. So it's just safer if he can sit back and sort of plan. But this is not the card of action. The action cards would be the Wands or the Pentacles. This is the card of just kind of, there's a hesitation. There's a hesitation. There's a buying of time here that's happening. So it's kind of like, if I buy myself a little bit more time, then I don't have to actually take the steps that I know I need to take. So there's a little bit of, it's not even indecision energy today. It's more of just like stubborn energy. Because when I see swords energy, I feel like there's a little stubborn energy that wants to come through. So tell us more about the King of Swords. We have the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords in this particular deck indicates running to something, but I've always seen this as running away from something, because you're seeing the back of this person, so it indicates that he's running towards something, you know. And knights are generally, you know, the energy is generally, it's after the page, it's before the Queen and King, but it's the energy of maturing. You know, the knight will mature into the Queen and the King, page will mature into the knight. So this is the energy of running towards something. So he is coming towards you, divine feminine, faster than you can see. But remember, time is relative, okay, to the way that we perceive it. It's not as black and white as we think it is. Time is energy, and it doesn't really exist. We have parallel worlds going on, parallel lives going on at the same time. We have lives in which we've already merged and become into union with our counterparts. We have lives where we may still be searching for them. So we're living these lives simultaneously, hence the timeline glitches that we experience, where you feel like you kind of leave your body and quickly drop back into your body, and everything shifts and your reality shifts. This generally will happen when you're out in public, and it's almost like to jar you into awakening a little bit deeper. So I know that I've been experiencing that quite a lot this year, and really ever since I met my masculine, but even more powerful this year. So the masculines are being urged to run towards what it is that they desire. He has a bow and arrow on his back, so he's shooting for the target, and the target is you, divine feminine. So divine masculine is saying here, I am coming forward. I do want to come forward, and you know, I'm finding my way. And because he's on foot, it's interesting, he's on foot, but he's racing for a motorcycle. So I feel like for some of you, you feel like it's taken a long time, but then it's like this last few months of 2020, things are going to speed up and things are going to happen very quickly. We have the Nine of Wands energy here. This is a very celebratory energy. So Nine of Wands is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And the Nine of Wands is really, this is a card of resiliency. You know, it's like she's reached a part in her journey and she says, I'm taking a little breather here, but I'm getting ready for the final push up, the final leg of my journey. And even though there's been difficulties and obstacles, the divine masculine is saying, I am motivated, okay, to push through these obstacles, to face them head on. I'm not going to give up. I realize that I'm almost there. So just around the corner, there is a change that's coming in. It's sweeping into the collective, Twin Flame Collective in September. And it's really important for the divine feminine to understand. Divine masculine is realizing that you've been there, that you've supported him through all of this, through all the changes, through all of these setbacks and obstacles. And divine masculine is saying, I'm not giving up, but I need you not to give up on me as well. I need you to keep the light on, keep the torch burning, because for a lot of feminines, what's been really challenging this year is keeping the faith. I mean, let's be honest. It's been a year of lots of not only change, but a lot of transmutation of fear for the collective, and just a lot of setbacks where you might have felt like you were moving forward in your connection, and then all of a sudden you feel like, what happened? Everything, the wheels are spinning, not even neutral, they're spinning backwards. We've gone in reverse. Like, what happened to my connection? We were, some of you may have been close to coming into union with your counterpart, and then bam, everything changed. They went back to the karmic partner. Some of them got married. Some of them had children. They moved across the country, or they moved to another country. All of these things happen in order to really, really ensure that these unions and reunions were going to be on solid ground. So we were tested, we were purging, we were healed, we had dark nights of the soul and tower moments, and we did these things really rapidly in 2020. And I'm referring to it like it's, already 2021, but what I'm really feeling is by January, 2021, many unions and reunions will have happened, and many changes will have come about in the Twin Flame Collective. This is the final push, and the Divine Masculine's recognizing this, at least from his higher self. So, switching over to a different deck now, we have the Five of Wands. It's funny because this kind of came up in the Light Seers deck, and then it put itself back in the deck. And remember, I said if it wants to be seen, it will come out. Well, it did. It just came out in a different deck. This is about not working together, okay? About conflict. So I feel like the masculine is saying with this card, there is currently still conflict in my personal life. I have internal conflict, okay, with my ego. I'm still battling my ego. I'm still going through those ego deaths. They're not done going through these ego deaths, guys. So be careful and mindful in communication with your counterpart, because please understand that they're still changing quite a bit, and they're not yet in that balanced place, even though this is what's coming and this is what they want to give and this is what's on their heart and mind. We're seeing the reality here, Eight of Swords and Five of Wands and King of Swords, okay? There's a lot of conflicting energies here, and look, the conflicting energies, the Five of Wands, right? And competition and conflict leading to the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Earth. This is about, this is your happy card. This is one of the most abundant cards, one of the most light-filled cards in the deck. My favorite card, I think. One of them anyway, at least from the Minor Arcana. This came up in the last reading as well. So we have a lot of cards that are just validating each other. The readings are validating one another. I love it when that happens. So look, the masculine realizes, it's almost like he's saying, conflict is going to lead to resolution. Okay, conflict in my life, my mental battle, to me, this is ego battle all the way. In other decks, it will show people kind of fighting against each other, not working together. But I've always seen the Five of Wands as that being you working against yourself, okay? And you're your own worst enemy. And truly, the masculines are their own worst enemies at this time. They really are. And so learning to have faith in yourself, learning to like yourself and love yourself. This is about healing money issues. So they recognize that to get to this Ten of Pentacles, this happy, healthy home life with you, that they need to heal some money issues. I feel like many masculines may have portrayed themselves as really well off, but that may not have been the case. I feel like a lot of them have debt they need to conquer. A lot of them, maybe their jobs were wishy-washy, or there may have been, I'm telling you, they're not going to admit this necessarily, but I feel like a lot of them have lost jobs or lost money in some way. And there's a healing of money that needs to happen here. There is a healing of the mindset surrounding money. And also this is about healing, just like the power that money has had, the hold that money has had on them energetically for so long, as they feel like money is going to make them happy. This is about healing that. So the masculine was saying, I'm healing that. And I realized that really what the Ten of Pentacles is, it's not just financial success. It's about being happy. So you can have all the money in the world, but if you're not happy, then nothing matters. And look, the next card to come up here is Archangel Gabriel, awakening, right? So we have this energy of awakening. The divine masculines are awakening to this concept that Ten of Pentacles, the truth of the Ten of Pentacles lies in being happy with somebody, sharing success, sharing in the abundance. What good is it to have abundance and success if you don't get to share it with the person you really truly love and that you want to be with? And what good is it to have the home, to have the house if it's not a home, okay? To have conflicts and arguments. Like what good is it to have this kind of a home where there's lack of love, there's a lack of warmth, there's a lack of really respect, there's a lack of love, of actual soul-rooted, deep, passionate love, okay? If they're realizing that this is really what matter, okay? Looking at things from a different perspective and really, really wanting to be themselves and take off those damn masks once and for all. Like the feminines have had it with the masks. Had it, so done with it, done. Don't want to see it, don't want to hear about it. And many feminines, as soon as they realize the masculine has on a mask, they won't communicate. The feminines have put up those healthy, firm boundaries and say, nope, we're not doing this. We're not, if you come through and you're just coming through with lust, we're not doing this. If you come through and you still haven't changed anything in your 3D world, we're not doing this. If you come through and you just want to be friends and that's not what the feminine wants, I'm not doing this. So, it's different for each and every situation. And it sounds kind of harsh, but guys, the masculines need this push. That's why the divine, the universe is pushing them so harshly because they weren't budging. So they need this push. They need to know what they can and can't get away with. People in general, if you study psychology, people, you accept the love you think you deserve. So if you think that you deserve less than, that's what people will show you. If you think you don't deserve love, you will not receive that because people will sense that you don't love yourself and that you don't think you deserve it. So then there'll be an undercurrent of that reality and they will reflect that back to you. Look, guys, we have the Two of Cups. So we have several repetitions. Look, Two of Cups and Two of Cups. And I believe the Two of Cups came up in the last reading as well. So Two of Cups energy, guys, this is union. So divine masculine is saying, without a doubt, regardless of all of this awakening, all this sort of chaotic energy, it's like there's so many wildfires being put out in the masculine's world right now and their 3D world, but the masculine has union at the back of their mind, absolutely, without a doubt. To get two of Cups cards in one reading and 3 times in one day, union is definitely something that they are thinking about. I feel like there's this kind of reminiscing about the past, reminiscing about what could have been or what should have been with the feminine. This is forgiveness. So it says the positive resolution of a conflict. So we saw the 5 of Wands, conflict here. This is remember I said conflict and resolution. This is the resolution card. So there is going to be a resolution. There's going to be an explaining of what happened in the past from the masculine to the feminine that says he's going to tell his story. This is what happened. This is why I had to shut you out. This is why I had to go quiet. This is why I ghosted. This is why we couldn't be together at that time. This is what I was doing. And I knew I had to do it on my own. They'll probably verbalize this. I knew I had to do this on my own. And I didn't know why. I just knew that I couldn't do it if you were still in my life because I knew that I would rely on you. And I knew that I needed to learn these lessons on my own. Okay, so forgiveness. So something that can really, and I've been saying this for pretty much every single reading I've done lately, is forgiveness. The Ho'oponopono prayer of forgiveness. Let's find out. Okay, masculines, what do you have to say about changes in your 3D reality to get you closer to this Two of Cups? Tell me about changes in your 3D reality to get you to the Two of Cups union. Well, we have the Magician that popped out, actually onto the ground. And we have the Sun, okay? So 2 major arcana cards. Magician coming right after the Fool, and the Sun coming the 3rd to last card in the major arcana. So major arcana relating to the cosmos, the universe, a higher power dictating, directing one's will. Okay, this says to me that I asked about the Two Cups. You know, I said, what are you going to do, masculine? What are you going to do? Like, what's going on in your 3D world, and how is that going to bring you to union? Well, it's not really something the masculine's doing per se. It's the universe and a higher power and his higher self stepping in to bring this happy outcome, to bring in the Two of Cups. This is one of the most positive cards. Of course, I refer to the Ten of Pentacles as one of my favorite cards, but this is one of the most positive, abundant cards in the deck. I mean, this indicates success. There's no negative aspect to this card. It indicates success in all aspects of your life. The sun shining down on you and your connection, the universe, you know, God stepping in, intervening to really make these connections so very beautiful. Having that divine union with your partner, the version of yourself, the version of your partner, and the version of the connection that you so deserve and desire. And then the Magician, Archangel Raziel. So this is about the masculine saying, well, what I'm doing is I'm manifesting this union, okay? I'm manifesting this happy, abundant life, this happy outcome, this outcome that leads me to you. I'm manifesting all of this. I'm manifesting this by using the powers that I have within that I've just discovered. And I know that magic does exist. You know, for a while, the masculine felt like they lost the magic, and now they're realizing that there is magic. And the masculine is going to be revealing this starting September, okay? The magic is going to start, you're going to start to feel the magic within your own connection and within your life in general, and you're going to start to feel your masculine coming through again in the 5D, giving you signs that positive news, positive changes are on the horizon. Let's switch over to, and we'll finish up the reading here with the Moonology deck. So, divine masculine, what would you like your feminine to know at this time? Communication is key. Yeah, communication is coming. New moon in Gemini. Gemini is the sign of the twins. So, what do we have here? We have communication coming in for the twins. Now, interesting enough, the North Node moved into the sign of Gemini, South Node in Sagittarius. I believe it was in May. Time is so irrelevant to me right now. I barely know what day it is. But a couple months back, okay, it might have been April, May, the North Node changed collectively for all of us. You guys know that I do individual North Node readings. It's not a planetary body. It's the nodes of the moon on your birthday. Okay, it has to do with the way the sun lines up with the nodes of the moon and that alignment. And it's considered points of soul magnetism. So when we have the North Node in Gemini, we have communication incoming, and sometimes it takes a couple months to really feel the shift of a new moon or full moon or the nodal change or when a planet goes backwards or forwards. So what I feel like is in September, we have the shift coming in where communication is going to be tumbling into these connections, especially for those of you who have been out of, you know, total silence, separation, no communication for most of this year, or really for most of us since November of last year. This is for you. So you can expect communication to come in. And one reason I tell you guys to expect it to come in, I don't promise it, I say expect it, because that creates the desire, that creates the frequency shift, that assists in really magnetizing this, manifesting this communication into you. I let you guys play a part in your journey. I'm not a reader that will just hand it to you and say, this is your timeline, this is your twin flame. First of all, it's not for me to confirm if this is or isn't your twin, but the cards will always confirm. So I don't make those promises, but I can tell in a reading, The infinity sign will show up in the strength card or in some other cards. We'll get the Two of Cups. We will get, we will get certain signs that will indicate, and it's really different it's unique to each individual reading and person I read for, but the signs will come through. Maybe they said something about their counterpart and that shows up in the reading. So those are the confirmations that say this is definitely your twin, but I don't confirm it myself, okay? And then in regards to timing, I don't promise timing because the ego does attach to it. It's really not for me to say. And then let's say I said communication was coming and it didn't happen because free will and because planet shifted and went retrograde, Mercury happened and communication didn't happen. Well, then you're just going to be upset with me and upset with your twin. And it really doesn't help, because what we need to be doing always is focusing on our own journey, focusing on being the queen who is unaffected by outside external events and circumstances, including what's going on in the world. It's not that we are here as soldiers and warriors to assist on that battle, but a lot of the work that we do is in the astral realms, is in when we're sleeping, which is why so many of us are exhausted in the mornings, have adrenal fatigue. But it's not necessarily in the 3D world. It's not to get all meshed up in the 3D world and get into a comment fight with somebody on social media, but it's actually in reining in your energy and knowing where to give your energy to and your power to. I know I went off on a tangent there, but the point being is that I want you guys to be an active part and an active participant in your journey, okay? So a firm communication is coming in. And what else, masculines? What else do you wish to say to your feminine? Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus, earth energy again, 3D energy, pentacles energy. Okay, so we have a prosperous new beginning, right? We had the sun card coming out here. Prosperous new beginning coming up. The masculine saying, I just want you to know that I see this and I feel this too. And I want this and desire this as much as you do. So imagine the power when both twins are desiring the same outcome. Imagine that power that can be brought into these connections when you're both on the same page and aligning energetically. And that's what's happening here in September. Work through your fears. So masculine saying, I need you to work through your fears. And I'm also working through mine in regards to communication, in regards to rejection, in regards to codependency. And I need you to work through your fears of abandonment and your fears of me never showing up. The fears that I'm gone forever. I need you to work through those. Those are from past lifetimes, past lifetime conditioning. New moon in Scorpio, so water energy again, scorpionic energy. Let's pull one more card, guys, just because. One last card, Divine Masculine. What's the most important message you have here for your feminine? Have faith in your dreams. So the masculine wants you to keep on hunting your dreams, to keep on pursuing those things which give you pleasure, which give you joy, which bring you fulfillment, which bring you that abundance. They want you, that actually pushes them into action. So they want you, they don't want you to stop. They don't want you to be in pining or waiting energy. They want you to continue pursuing your dreams, and they're going to show up on the journey. They're going to catch up to you. So this is the messages from the masculine today. I hope this was helpful. I hope this gives you clarity. I hope this helps reinstate faith, because I know it's been a long year. It hasn't been a long few weeks, guys. It's been a long year. It's been really hard for us to stay on track. I know it's been challenging to believe that union is coming and believe that we are worthy and deserving of union on a very, molecular level. We've been healing past timelines, past lifetimes, ancestral trauma, ancestral pain. We've been healing inner child wounds. We've been doing so much work, and I want you guys to know that your work is not unrecognized by spirit, nor myself. I am your sister, your warrior sister in arms, spiritual arms, and I'm right here on the battlefield with you every single day. When you don't hear from me, I'm resting. Like yesterday, I could barely get out of bed. I was processing, I was integrating light codes. I was completely exhausted and smashed. There's no way I could have formulated a reading. And then late at night, my intuition kicked in when I did a reading for a friend and I did a reading for myself, but I just didn't have the energy to film a video. So I knew that today my intuition would be more on point, And I only want to do readings from a place where I'm on point with my intuition and energetically can handle whatever is coming through. And that includes personal readings. So thank you guys for your patience. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you so much for booking readings with me. Many of you have booked multiple readings, and I am extremely grateful for each and every one of you. You allow me to not only help you and assist you, but to live my passion and to be able to do this full time, which is not something I would have expected nor been able to see even as early as January of this year when I really started the channel. So I'm just very grateful that you guys are on this ride with me. Regardless of if you ever purchase a reading from me or not, I'm grateful you're here. I'm grateful you're helping each other on the channel. I'm grateful that we're in this together, and I'm wishing you guys so much prosperity, abundance, love, and success. I'll see you real soon.